song? Yeah. What's the form of the song? A, B, A, exactly. It's so warm in here. I'm coming from Zadar. I spent like 4 days in Zadar. It was really hot there. Can you see the sound? It's a little bit distorted. Right, so that was Confirmation by Charlie Parker. And within that one song, I tried to apply different information, and I wanted to say something throughout this entire piece. What are we gonna talk today about? This is the subject I'm gonna discuss with you today. It's the timing, the rhythm, the jazz language, and also the sound of your instrument, the ability to speak throughout your instrument rather than just using a musical instrument. I would like you to become more like a singer rather than just a monophonic instrumentalist. It's better actually to think of the jazz music as a language. It's easier to understand the process of developing your understanding of the form, of the rhythm, of the blues inflection, of the improvisation, of the language, of the changes. So within this piece of music, I wanted to tell you how important it is to apply the rhythmical and harmonical structures onto the form, into the form, and that's why I've chosen this song. It's a complex song. So let me go through the material I've written for today. We'll be talking about the sound as the most important factor, and as the first impression on your listeners. This is who you are. Actually, the sound tells you about everything, about your influences, your experiences, about how much work you put in. That's important. After one note, you can tell everything about the musician. This is beautiful. It's no cheating. That's the truth. You play the note, and you basically know everything about the musician you're gonna play with. That's the beauty of music. There's no lie in music. It tells you everything. Okay, so that's the sound is the first impression on your listeners. You want to say something throughout your sound. You want to tell the story. That's obvious. That's normal. And beside the fact this is more like a jazz clinic, jazz masterclass, I would like to actually unify all the elements of music, because there's one music. Jazz is another language of communication. That's it. I'll be talking about music, not jazz or jazz vocabulary, nothing like this. So you want to say something by using your sound, your voice, if you will. And the sound of your instrument is supposed to be an extension of your voice. And we all know that the saxophone is one of the easiest instruments in the woodwind family instruments. Just because you don't have to maintain your throat, you don't have to change anything up here. It's just, as I said before, it's an extension of your the sound is an extension of your voice. The way you sound, the way you speak, the way you play the horn, they have exactly, and they're supposed to be exactly the same ways of your expression. And throughout your sound, you want to express your thoughts. That's what I said at the very beginning. And several exercises about developing your sound are. The most important is the articulation. Articulation is what? It's the connection between your key work, the fingers work, and the tongue. And listen please carefully. The more I think of my diaphragm and breathing, the less I struggle with the music I want to play. This is the only way to to understand your instrument, to basically get around your instrument. And then to achieve this ability, it gives you that freedom of expression. The less actually you struggle with the diaphragm, the more you focus on what's going on here and in your heart. This is what I've noticed over the years of practicing on my own and actually teaching students. This is really, really important aspect. Let's say that clearly. I listen to vocalists, I listen to Pavarotti. In my opinion, this guy understood what the diaphragm means. That's really important aspect of it. Yeah, and as I said before, it's really important to capture this importance of the breathing, and then you can create beautiful long tones, long phrases, and then you don't struggle. Basically, you don't struggle. There's like an engine which works perfectly well, and you don't have to think of it. This is more like a technical, stuff for you at the very beginning of this lecture, of this clinic. Yeah. So, and then in terms of getting better and getting around your instrument, I've noticed over the years that when I record myself, I become a listener, not a musician anymore. So I listen to myself, and because your ears are adaptable, they can pick up easily mistakes you are making. So I would encourage you to record yourself. This is the best, the easiest, and the most efficient way to get better on your instruments. That's what I've noticed. I record myself literally every day. Everything I play, I record. Then I listen to this back, and I tell to myself, "You're not so good, man." Right. Then I listen to the music I want to play. I listen to tons and tons of music, and I would like you to do so, because it's the easiest way to absorb all the factors, all the elements of the music you want to play. Either you're a classical player or jazz or pop, whatever. There's no difference. So you want to become a player within this genre, you have to actually listen to this music. This is the easiest way. Not to talk about this like me at the moment, rather than just listen to this, because music has its own vocabulary, language. That's the beauty of it. Non-verbal way of communication. That's what music is all about. That's what I love it. I'm not a great speaker, that's why I've decided to play the saxophone. Right? And because our ears adapt very easily, basically after several hours of listening one song, you can actually pick up some really important aspects of this music you want to play. And that's the best, that's the most valuable lesson. And I remember myself when I was younger, I knew what sound I want to achieve on the saxophone. I wanted to be clear with the message I want to talk, I want to spread. And then I wanted to be sure that my sound is clear, it's easy to understand for the audience, it has that depth, but a little bit of the bass. Yeah, so you have to imagine the sound you want to create on your instrument. That's really important. As soon as you understand that, it's easy to manipulate your throat, your embouchure, your cheeks, all the face muscles, right? So that's really important aspect. And then our subconscious lead us, the subconscious of our mind leads us to achieve these goals. Because when I listen to John Coltrane's music and I want to actually assimilate some so important elements of his music onto mine, so then I listen to this, and after a week or so I just basically start to hear and feel the same expression, which is a good lesson for us. Yeah, At the very beginning, we have to imitate someone, right? To become a great improvisers, to become a great individual artists, we have to imitate the music. We have to learn the language at the very beginning. It's like you know, a child. A child doesn't have the ability to run without the ability to walk. And the language is, you know, the language we speak, we communicate. That's exactly the same idea when it goes to study music. As soon as you realize that the music is the language, you will appreciate the time you spend with the music, because you get better with the communication. Yeah, you communicate with the rest of the group by playing, not talking, which is cool. All right, I'll be talking and playing, but after a while, I would like you to ask me several questions. Doesn't matter what sort of question, about my setup, about my approach to harmony, about the way I practice, or the way I listen to music, the way I write music for my quartet or quintet. Please be involved, and then we can create something really cool. So let me play something else today. I'm gonna be playing All the Things You Are, a really popular song. And the reason I've chosen this song for today is, it's simple, because the harmony is so obvious for you. And I'm not gonna be playing scales. I'll be playing chords, chord progressions. For you to understand that we as a monophonic instrumentalists, we have to also capture the form, capture the harmony structure, right, of the piece we are working on. So this is All the Things You Are played. That's a good subject, that's a good topic. It's the relationships of the major and minor triad. This is what Michael Brecker told me when I was 17 or 18. At that time I was living in Poland, and I went for his gig. He played with Joe Lovano at the Jazz Jamboree Jazz Festival in Warsaw. That was an excellent experience. After the gig I went to his green room and I asked if I could actually have an autograph. Back in the days we didn't have cameras, all this stuff. But so he told me to get in, and because he said, "Oh, right, you must be a tenor player." So I said, "Of course I am, and I'm a huge fan of your music." Then actually we started talking, and he said to me, "That's really important to play major and minor triad." Right? That's really cool. This is what I've been practicing for ages. This is what helps you to understand the harmony structure of the piece you are working on or playing. Okay, so let me play this All the Things You Are, and then I would like you to ask some questions.
Zagreb.